leadership.
Thank you, Anil. And I want to thank you, all of you. So I see 20 participants here so far, and I want to thank all of you for trusting me with your time on this Saturday morning, where you could be actually spending this time with your family. So I want to thank you for trusting your time with it. As Anil shared earlier, I want to have a conversation and not a presentation. So my humble request to all of you would be to turn on your cameras if the bandwidth allows, and if you're open to that, turn on your camera. And even though there are 20 people, I want to have a one-on-one conversation with you. I don't want to speak to a group, so assume that I'm speaking directly to you. Yeah. Uh, Another request which I would have is to turn your mic off for now and then turn it on whenever you want to speak, so that we minimize the background noise. Before we start, I have a couple of requests for you. One is that as I'm speaking, please share any questions, any insights, any comments you might have about the content in the chat. Feel free to do so. And every now and then I will also open it up for shares, so that you can come up on the screen and you can share your questions. Second request which I have for you is to be open and coachable. And what I mean by that is that come into the session with a sense of learning rather than a sense of I already know. That keep an open mind and listen to some of the thoughts which I would present, which might be different from what you believe in, or which might be a provocative a little bit. So my intention is to provoke you to think something different. So keep an open mind and come in as a learner. Right? So are we ready? Is there anybody who wants to turn their camera on before we start? Okay. So I want to start with a very simple question. And the question is, what is a human being? And it's a very, very simple question, but it's also very relevant to all of us. And that's why we talk about it when we talk about leadership. And one answer to that question, which we found very powerful at the Institute for Generative Leadership, is that a human being is a being of cares. If we are a human being because we care about something, and we all care about something or the other, whether it's our family, whether it's our society, neighborhood, whether it's our own health, we all care about something or the other. And why is this important? Why is caring for something important when it comes to our life and when it comes to our leadership? It's important because what we care about, if you see, is directly related to the kind of results which you want in your life or the results which you don't want in your life. So if you want a promotion in your company, it's because you care about something. Otherwise, you wouldn't want that. Right? If you don't want to become a politician, because you don't care about that. So what we care about is directly related to the kind of results you want and the kind of future you see for yourself or you do not see for yourself. And whenever we are taking care of what we care about, there is value, there is meaning, and there is satisfaction in life. And the opposite is also true. Whenever we don't care about, when we are not taking care of what we care about, there is a lack of value, meaning, and satisfaction in life. And I think we all have experienced this at one point of time or the other, that while we are doing something, the experience is very different if we care about that or if we don't care about that. And we can't have meaning and satisfaction in life if you don't care about, if you're not taking care of what you care about. Let me share a story with a recent client that I was working with. So this person is an architect and is a very successful architect, but he had this deep care of writing a book about children. So because he was an architect, he had this vision of writing a book about children, but he never took any action on it because he always thought he was an architect. During our coaching sessions, he realized that he had this deep care that I want to create a book for children. And for the last couple of years, he has been working on a series of books for children. So he has designed the books, he has written the stories, and the books are very close to, the first book is very close to being published, and very soon it will be available in different stores across Europe, and soon even over the world. And just by doing that, just by taking care of one of his care, which was hidden for him, he has been able to produce a huge shift in every other area in his life, at his work, with his family. If you see him, he's a totally different person now because he is taking care of what he cares about. So what he did was he identified himself and identified what his cares were, and then he started to take action on it. Now, I want each one of you to ask yourself, how much meaning, joy, and satisfaction do you have in your life? And where in your life are you empowered or disempowered? And then think about that, is that connected to identifying, first of all, what you care about? And then wherever you are empowered, think about that maybe you're taking care of something which you care about very deeply. And wherever you are disempowered, and when I mean disempowered, I mean emotions like getting bored or anger or frustration or not having the energy to do something. Maybe wherever you're disempowered, it's because there is something which you're not taking care of. Right. So if you have any answers to these questions, or if you have any discussions around that, feel free to share in the chat. Right. So first question which I have is what do you care about? And this could be on multiple levels. To give you my example, I care about my health and fitness. That's the first thing. If I am not healthy and fit, then I can't do anything else. So that's my primary care. The second thing is I care about my family. The second thing which I care about. The third thing is I care about elevating the level of leadership in the world. And that's because I do what I do currently. I work with leaders from all over the world, help them overcome their biggest challenges, and that's directly tied to what I care about. And the fourth thing, which Anil also mentioned briefly, is that I care about photography. The process of photography, I deeply care about it, to go out in cities, to travel, to meet strangers, to meet new people, and to photograph cities. In fact, the photos you see behind me are all taken by me in different cities. So photography is a passion which I am deeply passionate about. I deeply care about. And if a period of time goes where I'm not going out to take photos, I can immediately feel some disempowerment or some dissatisfaction in my life. And then that's a signal that this is one of my care and I need to take care of that. Right. So um, yeah, so I am seeing some answers in the chat. Wonderful. Deepak, you say care about your family. Harshal, you said care about your family. Paul said social animal. Hmm. Yeah, care about knowing more about myself internally. Care about helping others. Wonderful, wonderful. So keep answering these questions in the chat as we move on. And even if you have no idea about how to answer this question, it's perfectly okay. Because this is a question which we don't normally ask around in organizations or in the leadership circles. So it's okay that people take time to identify this care. And even if you answer this question, the question never stops because your cares might shift. What you care about might shift as you move on. Like when I was not married, my cares were different. And very recently I had a son. So as a father, my cares have changed. So our cares are not static. They also evolve over time based on what we are doing, where we are in life at that point of time. So keep sharing your answers, and it's okay if you don't have any answer. Keep the question alive. Even if you answer this question, the question doesn't end. The question still stays. What do you care about? And it's a very powerful question. The second question which I have, once you identify your cares, is that are you taking care of what you care about? And when I ask this question to leaders, sometimes I get very puzzled responses because people don't even know what they care about. So how can they take care of what they care about? So it can also be a provocative question. So one reflection exercise I would invite you to see is that Just go over your last 48 hours or go over your last week and think when which were those moments when you were truly alive, when you were truly joyful, when you were really satisfied, and identify also those moments when you were disempowered, when you were not happy, when you were not alive, and then think about what could be some of the cares that you were taking care of when you were having a good time, when you were alive, you're feeling joy, and what were some of those cares which might be missing when you were disempowered, when you were resigned, when you were frustrated, when you were angry. And and this is not something which we talk about in a big picture sense. This is also something which we can bring into our day-to-day lives, into our day-to-day conversations. In fact, life happens every moment, right? This moment, this is life passing by right now. And even every conversation you're having, you can ask yourself this question: by this conversation, what am I taking care of? What is it that is important to me that I am taking care of by having this conversation? For example, I am having this conversation because this is directly related to one of my cares, which was about elevating the level of leadership in the world. That's why I am having this conversation. After having this conversation, I plan to go out with my family because it's a wonderful sunny day today, and that takes care of. And every time I get into a conversation where I'm feeling, oh, why did I enter this conversation? It's also a signal to me that I'm doing something which doesn't take care of any of my care. Is that making sense? Anybody would like to share anything right now? If you want to share, just turn on your mic and then feel free
Uh,
to share.
Hi Sumit, this is Sudeep here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sudeep.
So when you talk about caring, right? So do you mean by caring, is it about what our passion is, what our interests are, what is our responsibility? I mean, are you talking in that sense, or what exactly? I mean, I'm trying to understand what exactly you mean by caring about.
Yes,
So
yes. One.
from whatever you
Mhm.
spoke, that is sorry. So whatever you spoke, that is what I understood. Like what our passion is, what our interests are. So I just want to understand if my understanding is right.
Yes, sir. Wonderful questions, Sudeep. Yeah, so you mentioned about interest, right? So I want to separate out interest from care. Interest could be something which is a passing interest. Like I am very interested in cricket. Every every time there is a cricket match, I am always thinking about what is happening there. But cricket is not one of my care that I do not want to create something new in the future from cricket, right? If I say I want to become a cricket player or I want to become a cricket coach, then cricket becomes a care, and then I'm start taking some actions to create some result in the future. So what you care about, a good way to answer this question is to also think about what is the result that I want to produce in the future, right? And if your care is not related to any result you want to produce, then that's an interest. So a care is something where you are engaging yourself on a day-to-day basis. You're working to create something in the future. Does that make sense, Sudeep?
Yeah, Sumit. Yes, thanks.
So I'm also reading some of the comments. Okay, so let's move ahead and let me ask you a question, right? Once you ask yourself this question in every moment in life, what are you taking care of in this moment? Which of your care is being taken care of? And if you're not taking care of what you care about, then what are you doing? And this can be a provocative question because it's your life and it's your cares. And if you say that what I am doing is not taking care of my care, then what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? And I ask this question with all humility and respect. But I ask this question because the purpose of being human, and this is tying back to the question which I started with, what is a human being? The purpose of being human is to take care of what you care about. And if you're not, then what are you doing? Yeah. So Rahul, very good answer which you shared here. Care about others as well as my family. Yeah, and I think this is a very important point that Rahul is touching on, which we will come across, which we will talk about a little bit later, right? And at the same time, when I am asking you this question, right, that if you're not taking care of, what are you doing? Take this question with a sense of lightness. And even this question, what do you care about? It's not a heavy question. It's not a question which you have to hold like a burden, like I have to find a care, otherwise what am I doing? So my invitation to all of you is to take this question with a sense of lightness and then play with it. Don't get overwhelmed by it. And do because the point is a lot of people don't even ask themselves this question. And the fact that you are asking yourself this question is itself a first big step on your journey of leadership. So take your time. This is a brave question to ask yourself, and don't take it with heaviness. Play around with it with lightness and see what emerges. Now, so Rahul, is there any other questions? Because I'm very intrigued by Rahul's comment here, and I want to go a little bit deeper into that. But if there is any other thoughts, any other questions which you would like me to address first, we can do so. Okay, so I'm assuming there is nothing else, and let me move on. So Rahul talks about caring about others, right? And we all care about others. We care about our families, we care about our teams, we care about our neighbors, we care about our children, we care about our parents. So we all care about others. And before we, yeah, so I have a question from Neeraj that to share an example. Let me share an example. I shared an example about photography earlier, but let me share. Yeah, so in fact, Palani has shared an example that he has a care about improving their voice, and then and Palani is working on that daily, right? So that daily action is basically taking care of something which Palani cares about. So that's an example. But let's say for an example, I'm working in a company, I'm working in a team, and I care about something, right? I care about to make my team successful. I also care about my career. So ask yourself in every conversation that you're having, are you taking care of that care? And whenever you feel frustrated or angry at work, what is it that is happening that is separating you from your care? Because one of the claim which I am making is that every time you are frustrated, every time you are disempowered, you're not taking care of something which you care about, and you might not be aware of that what you care about. So that's what I want to share. But this will also become more clearer once I go about the question asked by Rahul are about caring about others. So if I were to take this a step further, what does it mean to care about somebody else, right? So when I say I care about my fitness, it's basically personal. It's very personal to me. I care about my photography. I care about my health. I care about my eating habits. All of this is very personal to me. But if I say I care about my mother, if I say I care about my parents, if I say I care about my team, what does that even mean? And I want to separate and I want to separate out two things here. I want to separate out taking care of somebody else or taking care of what the other person cares about. So there are two levels now I am adding, and let me share a story to illustrate that, and then I will go over the questions in the chat. So I used to work in Bangalore before I moved to Amsterdam, and my family my parents would be in Delhi, and then every now and then I would used to visit them. So every 3 or 4 months, I would go to Delhi for one weekend or for 4 days or 5 days, and I would visit them. And whenever I would visit them, I would buy some gifts for my family, for my mother and for my father. What I was doing by buying those gifts was, in my sense, I was taking care of them because I care about my parents, so I get them something which they want according to me. So I'm taking care of them according to me. And once my mother asked me that why do you bring all of this stuff? Every time you come here, it's your home. You don't have to get something for me. And I told her, because I care about you. And she said, if you care about me, why don't you just spend some time with me? Why don't you stay an extra day? Why don't you take 2 weeks leave the next time and then stay with me? Right. So what I want to highlight with this, that there's a difference between caring about somebody and then taking care of what they care about. And this is especially true in relationships, in teams. Do we take care of somebody else according to how I think, or do I take care of what the other person cares about? So this is a second level of taking care, which I want to introduce. And then again, the question which I want to ask you is that, are you taking care of people that matter to you, right? And I'm talking about people that matter to you. I'm not talking about strangers on the street because you don't care about them. For the people who matter to you in your life, are you taking care of them according to the way you think or according to what they care about? Right? So are you taking care of the people according to you, or are you taking care of the cares of the important people? So this is a distinction which I want to create, like taking care of somebody else versus taking care of somebody else's cares. So these two things are very, very different. And again, this could be another provocative question, and I want you to take this with lightness, not with a sense of heaviness. And if something is opening up for you, if you want to share something, if something is if you like what I share, if you don't like what I share, feel free to share now, either in chat or turn on your mics and speak out, and I will answer some of these questions.
So again, caring varies from, sorry, Sudeep here again. So caring again varies from person to person, right? What is caring for me may not be like you said about your mother. So your definition of care may be different from your mother's definition of care. So the caring again varies from person to person. Then.
Yes, Sudeep. Yes, Sudeep. So caring on an individual level, caring is very personal, right? So if I say I care about something, it doesn't mean the other person also cares about things. So as a leader, and this is directly tied to leadership, and every relationship also, because we all are human beings and we are all unique human beings. And what makes us unique is the different things, the different areas of life which we care about. Did it answer your question, or was there
Yeah.
any other question there, Sudeep?
So basically, when we talk about caring, so it is not, I mean, we have to think from the other person's perspective as well. It is not just our view of what care is then.
Yeah, so when you work with others, when we start to work with others, as we all do, when we live with others, then there is a difference between taking care and taking care of somebody else's cares, right? And I see a lot of problems in relationships, both at work and in personal lives, because people are taking care of somebody else according to their own definition, right? So if you care about somebody else, the question is that, have you ever even asked the person what do they care about? And then, instead of taking care according to your wishes, taking care of what the other person cares about. And you can see the results you can produce, whether it is at work. If you like, ask this question to yourself, do you know what your manager cares about? Do you know what your subordinates care about? Do you know what your husband, wife, parents care about? Do you know what other people who are important to you care about? And then think about what could be some things which I can do which can take care of what they care about. So what can you do in your job that takes care of not just your individual cares, but also the care of your manager? And you can see immediately, you can see the kind of results, the kind of relationships you have will get transformed.
Thanks, Sumit.
Thank you. So Neeraj has a question. How can we identify whether we are taking care or not taking care of what we care about? So Neeraj, remember the question which I asked you earlier, that d go over your last 48 hours. Just reflect about your last 48 hours. When, whenever you were disempowered, whenever you were frustrated, angry, that's a signal that you were not taking care of something which you care about. And whenever you were happy, whenever you were joyful, whenever you had meaning in your life, that was something that you were doing, that you take care of, that you were taking care of something which you care about. And it's a very personal feeling, and you will know when it happens to you. To give an example, I have a 2-year-old son, right? So very often we have to change his nappies, we have to change his diapers, right? That's not a pleasant experience, right? That's not a pleasant experience, but it is taking care of my son, right? So there is never a sense of like anger or frustration there. There's always a sense of joy that this is something which I have to do. But if you ask me to just change diapers for a profession or for somebody else's children, that's something which I would very easily get bored of or like get frustrated by. Like, why are you asking me to do so? Because I would never do so, right? Because it doesn't take care of my care. And if I were forced to do so, then I would suddenly be not be happy, right? So it's not about doing something pleasant. It's not about doing something unpleasant, because we can be joyful, we can be very alive in life, even when we are going through a hard time. Even so, to give you another example, I had started a couple of startups in the past, and I have started one non-profit organization also in the past. And in all of these areas, I had no idea how do you do so. I had no idea. And whenever you do something like a startup, there are obviously a lot of failures. There are obviously a lot of setbacks. But at the same time, if you know that this is something which is meaningful for you, then you go through that process, even still being happy, still being joyful. And you can also have a very easy job. You can have a very comfortable job, but it might be something which you don't care about. And then you might not be doing a lot of hard work, but you might still be bored, or you might still be sad, or not very happy about it. And then as soon as you step out of work and you go and watch a movie, or you go and do something else, you're suddenly back. You're suddenly a different person. You're alive, you're happy, because in that moment you're taking care of something which you care about. Right. So Neeraj, I hope this helps. But I also invite you to like unmute yourself and say anything else if you want to.
Yeah, definitely, Sumit. That totally makes sense to me. Yep.
Thank you.
The only thing I wanted to add here, like, is it something if I care about, is it we should be having some actions with us related to that we care about, or there is no need of any actions to be there for what I care about?
Wonderful, wonderful question. I think, and this question is a wonderful segue into the next topic which I want to talk about, which is action. But before I go there, Neeraj, I want to answer that it's your choice. As a leader, it's always your choice, right? If you are taking care of what you care about, it's your choice. And if you're not taking care of what you're not what you want to care about, it's also your choice. So I see some other questions. I have some slides, and let me share those for just 5 minutes, and then I'll come back to having the conversation and answering the questions. Let me do so. Okay, can everybody see the care action matrix on the screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so what I've done here is plotted care on the x-axis and plotted action on the y-axis, right? And let me go over all of these 4 quadrants, and this is directly tied to what you mentioned, Dheeraj. So the first quadrant is if you have small cares in your life and you're taking action around that. I call that person, whoever that person is, the safe person. So I would call that person that the person is playing safe in life. So if they've taken on a small care and they're taking action, and again, action to take care of that, right? Um, Before going there, I also want to like ask all of you, what is action? Normally, when we talk about action, we say anything which we are doing is action. But I want to separate out action from activity. Action is taking care of what you care about. So if you're doing something which takes care of what you care about, that's action. That's the action which I'm talking about. But if you're doing something else, that's just a meaningless activity. So a lot of people confuse action with doing something, right? If I'm moving forward, if I'm doing something, and if you're busy, That's action. That's not action. So let me move on here. Let me see. Yeah. So this quadrant says that you have a big care. So you're moving from a small to a big care, but you are taking no action around that. So this person is, so basically what I call is this person is resigned. So I care about this, but I'm not doing anything about this because they have a certain sense that nothing will happen. Or what can I do? Like I am so small and this care is so big. What can I do? Or nothing will happen. Or I have tried so many times, or people have tried so many times, nothing has happened. So what can I do? Right? So a lot of care, but no action. So in a way, you are resigned in a certain way. And resignation is an emotion. It's an emotion where you say that I care about this, but I can't do anything. This is too big a thing for me. Now, this is the third quadrant which I want to share is action. When you're taking action, but it is not inside of what you care about. So I would call this person a lost person. And this is the space of being busy. When we are busy, when we see our calendars, it's filled with all the meetings, right? So you have so much you must have so much action. You're doing a lot of stuff, but it's not taking care of what you care about. And one question which I hear, one answer which I hear from leaders when I say that, why are you not taking care of what you care about? They say, I have no time. And they're ready to show me their calendars. They're ready to show me their calendars that, see, my calendar is so full. And then what we do normally an exercise is just go over their calendar and see each activity, what care is it taking care of? And if it is not taking care of any care, why are you doing this? Why is this on your calendar? Right? So, and that opens up a lot of possibilities for people. Let's move on to the last one, which is big cares, but they are backed by action. Right? So this is, I'm talking about action. I'm not talking about success here. Again, as I said, right? So when you're taking action, you will hit the mark. In a few cases, you will not hit the mark. So this is purely defined by action, and this is the space of a performer or a leader, where you're continuously, and again, I shared, life happens moment by moment. So every moment of life, you're taking action to take care of what you care about. In some of those cases, you might taste success. In some of the cases, you might not achieve what you want to achieve. But either way, you will be relieved, you will be happy, you will be satisfied while you are doing so. So, okay. So uh, what does this open for any of you? And Neeraj, specifically, since you asked this question about action.
Yeah, I think definitely it gives me the insight how action is very important for the thing you care about. Because if you don't do anything about what you care about, then definitely you are not taking care for what you care about.
Yeah, yeah. And remember, this session is titled "An Invitation to Your Leadership," right? So all of these questions which I am asking today is basically an invitation. As soon as you identify that there is something which doesn't take care of my care, that's an invitation to do something about it, right? So that's the path to leadership. And again, these questions might bring up some difficulties or might seem provocative. And I want you to take again with a sense of lightness, right? It's not like you're doing something wrong. And even the first quadrant which I shared, the safe person, it's not something to be avoided, right? It's not wrong to be in any of the other quadrants. All of us as human beings, all of us are in one of the other quadrants in different areas of our life, right? So with my family, I might be the safe. With my work, I might be somebody else in different areas. In a particular relationship, I might be resigned because I have no hope for that relationship to move forward. So this is not, this matrix which I showed you is not for judgment, right? It's for self-reflection. It's for looking at ourselves and see where are we in each of these four quadrants, and then what actions does that open up, right? Because removing a calendar invite is also an action if it takes care of something you care about. So everything is all about action, but action, as I said again, is taking care of what you care about. Okay, so let me go over some of the questions which I have, and also anybody else, if you want to ask, feel free to ask those questions. Saifuddin, I have your question. Do you want to unmute yourself and maybe speak about it?
So yes, Sumit. So just wanted to understand the difference between the people's expectation and someone else care.
Yeah, yeah. And why is that question coming up for you? Is there
So
is there something? Yeah.
so as you mentioned that when with our care, we also need to take care of someone else care,
Hmm.
and at the same time, someone expectation is we cannot fulfill everyone's expectation, right? So what's the difference between that?
Yeah, yeah. Wonderful, wonderful question, Saifuddin. Yeah. So again, expectations is a bit different, and there is something which I want to highlight. Like when I say taking care of somebody else's care, it doesn't mean that you sacrifice or you stop taking care of what you care about, right? So it doesn't mean that you stop being yourself and you sacrifice or you bend over the line to take care of what the other person cares about. And this is very true in any relationship, uh, that we align our care with somebody else's cares. See, if I have a care and my wife has a care or my manager has a care, then how do we align those cares so that both of our cares are taken care of? So when we work together, both of our cares are taken care of, or we might also choose to not take care of something, right? Because that's also a choice we have. So taking care of somebody else's care is never at the cost of your own care, because otherwise you will still feel the same resignation, you will still feel the same disempowerment, like why am I doing this? So it's a skill to align your cares with other people's care, and these people could be your manager, your reportees, your colleagues, your friends, but these people could also be like this could also be your organizations, this could also be your family. Even as a family we care about different things. I'm sure you all have friends, and one thing which I found very fascinating in when I walk into different families, I can suddenly see very different conversations. So I walk into one family and they are talking about politics. I want into one family and they are talking about movies. I walk into another family and they are talking about food. So even as groups, even as families, as teams, as companies, we care about something. And then the the challenge as leaders is to align those cares, like not just to either say I will fulfill my cares, I don't care about anybody else, or these are your cares, let me fulfill them at the cost of my care. So the challenge is to always to align them, and as part of alignment you might have to say no to few people, might have to say no to a few relationships, and those might open some new doors for you, they might close some doors for you. Saifuddin, does it answer your question?
Yes, Sumit. Thank you.
So I'm reading this question from Deepak Sharma. Deepak, can you come off mute and share your question?
Hi, Sumit.
Yeah.
So actually, I just said my thought that in the case of what the manager care about, so all manager always take care about the colleagues is also doing good in the job and also grow in their life and also take care the responsibility in the future to the manager team as well. And all responsibility to take care about our major care is to we will also need to like put all our efforts and all our hard work for the organization.
Yeah. Thank you, Deepak, for sharing that. Yeah. I'm assuming there is no question there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So also when we talk about teams and organizations, right? Every organization exists to take care of something. Right? There's a purpose, there is a reason behind the organization is there, and it's there to take care of something. And as leaders, it's also our role to identify that and then bring it down. So if an organization has 10 teams, then each of these teams is there for a certain reason. So what is it that the team cares about? What is it that the team should fulfill so that the team is called successful. So when we work with organizations and teams, it's also important to align our cares, because if you're doing something, if you're taking an action which is taking care of your care, but it's not in the alignment with the care of your team or your organization, there will be some friction, there will be some disharmony there. Excuse me. So let me read this by Surendra Babu. Surendra Babu, do you want to share, or is there a question there?
Yeah, no questions to make.
Okay. I got your comment. Yeah. Okay. So is there any other questions?
Yeah, that is depends upon the health situation.
Got that. Yeah. And again, as I shared about the matrix earlier, ask yourself this question: what can you do to move from the 3 quadrants to the quadrant of being a performer or a leader? So reflect about it, speculate about it, and this session itself, like this conversation that we are having, is a starting point. It's not like the end of our discussion. What do we care about? It's the beginning of this conversation, and I invite you to this conversation for your life. Right? And I say this because many times when we see questions or when we see sessions, we basically see them as finite. We see them, this is a session, I'm going to learn something, I will learn something, and then I move on. But what I'm inviting you to ask this question yourself on a moment-to-moment basis, every conversation, every time you're doing so, and then that journey becomes a journey of learning for you. So life itself is a learning journey. That's one of my claims, and I invite you. And these questions are basically an invitation to your leadership. Okay, and this is a conversation which is missing in our culture. We are not having this conversation enough, personally, then within our families, within our teams, within our companies, that what do we care about, and then how do we align the cares of the people who we care about, right? I can share another example from a few years ago, when I was working in a company, and then I had a team, and then I noticed one member of my team was suddenly very quiet or very reserved, and I had no idea what had happened. So I asked the person what happened. Did the team did something, or why is that person suddenly quiet? And what the person shared was very insightful for me, and also for them, that the person shared that we are doing wonderful for the business results. We are doing very good for the business results, but they had a doubt that are we doing something which is ethical or unethical? And this person had this doubt, and she was worried about that. Others in the team were not worried about that, right? So the ethical values was a care for this person. So this, first of all, this person was not like, it was not aware for the person that they cares about ethics, and by having that conversation, it became apparent. And then what she did, and then I asked her that what can you do to take care of this care? And what she did after that was to have a series of conversations within the team about talking about the business, about talking about what all we have been doing, and is it in line with the ethical values we stand for as a team and as a company. And then by having these conversations, it turned out that this person became a cheerleader for ethical values inside the whole department, inside a much bigger department. And then her personality has totally changed. So you could see a different level of confidence. You can see a different level of presence in her conversations. While earlier she was reserved and quiet, now she was known even within the company. She became known over a period of a few years. She became known as a cheerleader for ethical values in the company, and it helped her slowly identify the direction which she wants to take in her career. So just another example to highlight the importance of care and taking care of what you care about. Right. So that's all I have for this session today. I will still be here for another 10 minutes to answer any questions, and There are 2 more sessions lined up after this where we will take this conversation forward, right? And in the meantime, I just invite you to reflect, to think about these questions. If you want to talk about something, you can feel free to message me on LinkedIn or anywhere else. But I have 10 more.